what did we get out of utilizing Slack? Look at how we started Beast Games Season 1. We were trying to just do...
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. This winter, don't wait for a leak to force your hand. If you've noticed water spots, damaged shingles, or granulars in the gutters, call Valor Roofing now. I've seen their work in person. And trust me, Valor is the best. This week only, save huge on your new Valor roof with 50% off materials and no interest until 2027. Plus, tell them Vince sent you for extra WMAL listener savings. Call Valor at 833-83-VALOR or valorhome.com.
For more than 35 years, Fisher Houses have been there for military and veteran families, saving more than $610 million. The foundation is on the road to building 100 Fisher Houses across the country and overseas. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
Reporting fire officials say if it's discovered that the leak is from a major gas line, another 100 homes could have to be evacuated. A 6-year-old boy got a hold of a gun, shot himself in the face, and died. This happened Tuesday afternoon in Montgomery Village. Police spokeswoman Shira Goff.
There is really nothing that I can say that would bring comfort to anyone. I mean, this is a child.
No foul play is suspected, and police say the shooting was accidental. They are now looking into who owned the gun and if it was registered. An adult was inside the home, but police did not say whether that person is related to the child. At this point, no charges have been filed.
7 News' Adriana Hopkins. Even as D.C. Water is doing the best it can to repair the broken sewage pipe, one group remains very concerned about the Potomac River.
There's always a chance if it truly is not going to be fully fixed for another 300 days, there's always a chance that it could be additional sewage overflows in the fall.
President Hedrick Beelan of the Potomac Conservancy adds it will take months to learn the full impacts on the waterway and beyond. As far as the repair, first the rock dam at the collapse site is still a month or more from being fixed. Then the pipe repairs can start. For now,
this cleanup effort may take a little while as a result.
Beelan has applauded the effort of DC Water, but also given the age of pipes involved, wants a plan on how to deal with an event like this in the future. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
We're learning now that the man shot and killed in a Potomac senior assisted living facility was a millionaire attorney.
The location of the murder is shocking. The aftermath even more so because cops are baffled over who shot 87-year-old Robert Fuller Jr. in the head. Not only have there been no arrests, but police haven't named a suspect. Fuller was well known in Maine, where he made his fortune and donated more than $1.5 million to upgrade the athletic facility at Coney High School in Augusta. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Police in the Hampton Roads area say they fear that a Navy reservist wanted in the killing of his wife and stuffing her body into a freezer may have now fled to Hong Kong.
39-year-old Lina Guerra was found dead inside her Norfolk apartment. Her death ruled a homicide. Her husband, David Varela, nowhere to be found. Norfolk cops now charging him with murder and with concealing a dead body. NCIS and the FBI believe he's now in Hong Kong avoiding prosecution. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
The bill targeting excessively noisy vehicles is now in the hands of the Virginia State Senate.
It's really affectionately known as the muffler bill.
And it's sped through the House, says sponsor Delegate Rip Sullivan of Fairfax and Arlington counties noted.
It is already illegal in Virginia to alter your muffler, to put on an aftermarket muffler to make it louder. That is already a crime. Of course, it's a hard crime to enforce.
Sullivan's bill would allow local pilot programs using roadside sensors to measure noise levels.
Set in the bill as something over 95 decibels. And you essentially would get a ticket.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Dow futures up 27 points. NASDAQ futures up 61. Traffic and weather next.
Whether you drive a big rig, a tractor, or a pickup, you know your engine. So when we tell you that Shell Rotella is the heavy-duty engine oil that gives you enhanced engine protection to take you further and save you money in the long run, you don't have to believe us. Try Shell Rotella and you'll decide for yourself. Plus, right now, you can get up to $80 in MasterCard virtual reward cards when you buy Shell Rotella. And you can put your $80 towards anything you like. New fishing rod, a portable grill. What you put it towards is between you and your truck. So get $80 in MasterCard virtual reward cards when you buy Shell Rotella for enhanced engine protection. Go to Rotella.com/rewards to learn more. Shell Rotella, your truck, your call. Valid 2/1/26 to 5/31/26 at participating locations only. Subject to product availability. Reward varies by product. Terms apply. See details at rotello.com/rewards.
The jackpots continue to soar. Go to any New York Lottery retailer today for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot, over $950 million. Or play for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot, over $1 billion. Please play responsibly.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Over to 66 eastbound now. Pretty slow still from 234 bypass Prince William Parkway in Manassas over to Car Rest area. After that, you'll find it under speed on 66 from the Fairfax County Parkway to 123. Then before you get to there was an accident right before the interchange with 495, now moved over to the right shoulder. 66 inside the Beltway eastbound, still very heavy from the Roslyn Tunnel across the Roosevelt Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Patchy fog this morning. We'll eventually see a few peaks of sun later in the day as temperatures make it into the 50s. And we'll drop into the 40s again tonight with partly cloudy skies and light west winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, cloudy in the morning, then some showers move in during the afternoon and evening. Best chances for rain are Thursday night into early Friday. I'm 7 News Meteorologist Evans at the Virtual Weather Center.
40 degrees now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
In the West, we'd look the other way for inconvenient populations, whether it is threatening our allies to colonize Greenland, whether it is looking the other way.
Yes, the geniuses of the Democrat Party, unaware perhaps of the fact that Greenland is already a colonized landmass by a kingdom with a king, Frederick X, who inherited the throne from his mother 2 years ago, who abdicated as queen because she had better things to do. These Democrats are, I know they're aspiring to get dumber and dumber. If it's just happening naturally, maybe it's the fentanyl, the free crack pipes, maybe it's the monkeypox, could be inbreeding, maybe breeding with Somalis. They could be interbreeding with Somalis and getting dumber and dumber. But they're AOC. I got to tell you, I was going back and forth with a couple of friends last night. We live in the same building, and I said, "Hey, you remember that Miss South Carolina at the the Miss USA contest years ago now?" Who became kind of a national joke. She was lovely and trying to do the right thing, but kind of had an embarrassing moment during the Q&A at the beauty pageant, and she became, unfortunately for her, famous for that moment. And last night, my friends in our building saying, this woman she sounds no dumber than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And I say, you've got a very valid point there, and I want to share that. I want to share that with you today. And the propaganda of the Democrat Party, they know no bounds, and they assume information dominance, as they long have assumed information dominance, where, they know, as Joseph Goebbels knew, as their boy from the Socialist Workers' Party propaganda outfit, the minister of propaganda, that a lie told once remains a lie. A lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth, and that is certainly the mantra of the Democrat Party, which includes Stephen Colbert on CBS. He was very angry, very, very angry, because the network said, hey, listen, you're having a political candidate on who's running against other people on your late night slot, and we pay you $14 million a year to host this propaganda product of the Democrat Party. You cross-dresser, you. But the idiot, Stephen Colbert, who used to be a different person altogether, but his brain melted down long ago. He's a freak show now. But the people at CBS said, listen, if you're going to have Tellerico on from Texas, you're going to have his opponent on. You know who his opponent is? Who's his opponent? His opponent is another Democrat. and she is a mental case, a well-known mental case. But and Stephen Colbert, we played a bit of it yesterday. He's very angry, very, very angry, because CBS said, they didn't say you can't have Tallarico on. They just said that there are FCC regulations that exist and have for generations. And if you're going to have this candidate on, you have to give equal time to the other candidate. And we hear about that often here on the radio at election time in particular, but not exclusively. And here comes CBS and the propaganda hua. He's a hua. Stephen Colbert. They wanted to have a Democrat candidate on because he likes this Democrat candidate and he does nothing but propaganda for the left. And CBS said you're going to have to do equal time. If you have this person on, you got to have that person on. And that caused Stephen Colbert to become furious, to become irate. And he dressed in ladies' clothing and went out playing in traffic or something. He's a mental case, and he's indicting CBS and the FCC. And, well, CBS is having none of it. CBS denies forcing Stephen Colbert to not air Tallarico interview over FCC rule. And now they got this back and forth going on. Who's he running against, Michael? He's running against, and it's a primary. It's a primary. And CBS said, oh, you can't just have one Democrat on. You got the CBS rule. You got to have both Democrats on because, we're a Democrat party outfit. Jasmine Crockett is the opponent. Jasmine Crockett applauds Stephen Colbert's strategy to save interview with her political opponent. It's important we resist. Yeah, you should go out and resist a subway train, honestly. You should resist self-immolation and in the end fail. The Democrat Party is very severely mentally ill. And we've got that. But never mind that because it gets better from there. CBS and da-da-da. And then what did I find? I found on the other network next door, also part of the Democrat Party's propaganda apparatus, C. Joseph Goebbels, Jimmy Kimmel. That's a different network altogether. Jimmy Kimmel to headline House Democrats fundraiser dinner. And this is real good, $25,000 a ticket for the Democrats. It's in Los Angeles, California. And Jimmy Kimmel, using his network TV position, courtesy of ABC television network, they give us The View and things like that. And George Snuffleupagus, propaganda, Democrat Party front groups. And Jimmy Kimmel to headline $25,000 per ticket LA fundraiser for the House Democrats. And for who? For Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem, the jihadi, anti-Semite, anti-capitalist, Hakeem Jeffries, because the Democrats know that every network is theirs for the taking, like a teenage girl on Epstein Island, where you'll find 99% Democrats, just by the way, but never mind that, because NBC and ABC and CBS aren't covering that either. CNN is not covering that. The New York Times is not covering that. But there it is, propaganda apparatus of the Democrat Party. Isn't it wonderful? We have Mark Zuckerberg of Meta. They call it Meta now, testifying on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. today on how terrible social media is. I think I summed it up beautifully years ago now. Social media isn't, right? Going with friendly fire isn't, common sense isn't, and the Democratic Party isn't. Remarkable things. We've got the propaganda and the brainwashing that they engage up by repetition, a la Joseph Goebbels, who is, I think, the Reverend Al Sharpton's favorite propagandist, although Sharpton is doing what he can. So we have that. Also, this is something. Trump commemorates 5-year anniversary of Rush Limbaugh's death with an Oval Office video commemorating the great Rush Limbaugh and passing yesterday. There were people talking about it everywhere, the 5-year anniversary of Rush Limbaugh dying, and the President of the United States having an event in doing a video in the Oval Office to commemorate the great Rush Limbaugh, who was on our side. Unlike every filthy, cross-dressing, bloodthirsty Democrat in the country, gotta say. Oh, and also another fun story, Brooke, that the Democrats have been recording themselves doing what chimps do in a zoo cage, and they're going on and on about how great Barack Obama was. And one of the hilarious things that came out of it is these Obama administration people making videos of themselves like teenagers because they have the brains of children. And that one of the headlines from the Associated Press, inside Obama's team, and I love this is the headline from the Associated Press, inside Obama's team's blind spot on Trump. Obama possessive S apostrophe S, teams possessive apostrophe S. Nobody can write anymore. Inside Obama's team's blind spot on Trump. You could say the Obama team blind spot on Trump, something that would read much more easily, but never mind that. And here's the great part, is that Barack Obama, now on election night in 2016, when Hillary Clinton hilariously lost and would never be president, and we learned that night, and Donald Trump hilariously won the presidency, and the New York Times said that Hillary had a 98% chance of winning or something wrong like that. Great stuff. But it turns out Barack Obama and Susan Rice got together and sobbed openly. They cried and cried and cried on election night. And it had to be pretty late, too, because it was a late night win. I remember waking up my best gal to confirm the Donald Trump win, and we laughed and laughed, and it was hilarious. And we held up pictures of Hillary Clinton, and we laughed and laughed. We didn't really hold up pictures of Hillary Clinton, but we got them on our wall. Just kidding. Don't have them on our wall. But it's great stuff because Barack Obama and Susan Rice, his national security advisor, she knew nothing about national security, which makes her perfect for the job. And she hates America, even more perfect, right? But Barack Obama and Susan Rice cried the night away together. They sobbed and sobbed. And turns out Obama was dressed as a lady while they did that. Did you see that detail? That's kind of weird. But Larry Sinclair told us. And here's the thing, and it is fun, that on election night 2016, Barack Obama and Susan Rice cried and cried and cried in front of the White House staff. And they all said, oh no, we really did lose. Barack Obama, who can slow the rise of the oceans, is crying like a little schoolgirl because Donald Trump won and he likes America. He had been a Democrat 20 minutes earlier, Donald Trump had, but never mind that. Hanging out with Jesse Jackson. I played the Jesse, and I played audio yesterday of Jesse Jackson praising Citizen Trump years ago for all the good work he had done for Operation Rainbow Push. They call it an operation like it's a military operation. Rainbow, but it's not transgender this time around. Maybe he was transphobic. Maybe Jesse Jackson was transphobic, as the Democrats like to describe everyone on Earth that's normal. And we have any updates on the latest transgender mass shooting, which is perfectly normal? We had the liberal on my TV show last night lie about it, of course, because that's what liberals do when they speak, is they lie. And remarkable stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, there were 20,000 mass shootings last year, and only 0.5% of them were transgender. Well, 100% of them were Democrats. At least 99.5%. You guys should stop shooting everybody. Let's start with that, you demented, cross-dressing, drug-addled mental cases. You think they're born like that? Is this situational or is it genetic? It's hard to say for sure. But we got all kinds of mad Democrat Party stuff, Democrat lunatics, and they're crying and crying. Isn't that great? And the governor in Maryland, who has that giant poop stream going into the Potomac River, the largest in the history of the United States of America. And he came out and said, oh, yeah, it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. You guys have been leaking that stuff since before Trump was sworn in last year, I think. They're really mentally ill. And it turns out this dimwit in the governor of Maryland, who's a racist, let's just call it like it is, he's out there. You know what he's doing now? In Maryland, we defend constitutional rights. That's the headline from this. And then he outlawed state cooperation with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. You have a constitutional right to rape and murder Rachel Morin, who's a mother of 5, who's out walking. And the Democrats defend rapists and murderers because so many Democrats are rapists and murderers themselves. I think that's fair, isn't it? Yes, it is. And they care very deeply. They care very deeply about some things that are generally inexplicable. But we've got that. So Wes Moore, he's planning on running for president. He's one giant poop stain on the nation. And now we won't cooperate with ICE because we don't want illegal alien gang members arrested before they rape and murder again. The Democrats say more Democrats, more murder, more Democrats, more rape, more Democrats, more crime. Isn't that great? And then they care very deeply about, she was an LGBTQ spectrum person, Renee Good, care very deeply about her. But I went back today to look at Chicago and just see how things are going so far in Chicago. And so far this year in Chicago, they've had 43 people shot and killed and 148 more shot and wounded. So 191 people shot so far in Chicago. Isn't that amazing? 43 of them shot and killed, 3 more murdered by other means. And not a peep out of any Democrat anywhere. They're fine with that. That's perfectly normal, perfectly acceptable, isn't it? Yes, it is. And you see this lady in Maine. She's a Democrat. She's in the state of Maine, and they're not normal anymore. I got to tell you, Democrats, the left, they targeted Minnesota and Maine, places where you thought that normal people lived. But the mental illness, that is the Democrat Party. I have an update for you on Tricia McLaughlin, the spokeswoman at the Department of Homeland Security. The Democrats, she has announced she's leaving the Department of Homeland Security. Democrats have already conjured up a series of conspiracy theories that are demonstrative of their mental incapacity. So we've got that. And who's the biggest threat to everybody? It's Christians. Christians in America. It's on CNN. You got to hear this lady on CNN. Yeah, the rise of Christian nationalism, because maybe all these transgender people are really Christian nationalists and we didn't know. You guys should stop shooting people. You're an embarrassment to civilization. Yeah, when I hear this, the CBS thing, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a Democrat, and now we've really got to worry about those violent Christian nationalists. That's what CNN, they should be denied access to the White House as journalists from this point on. They're not a news organization. I used to work there. I know. They're an embarrassment. So we got that. Yeah, well, you heard this CNN stuff.
There's only one Chris Platt. The Chris Platt Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center on Steve Zornick. Interloop at the Beltway northbound 495 and Route 7 in Tyson's. The accident on the shoulder still pretty heavy up from 150. After that, you'll be under speed on the Interloop from 123 over to the Claremont Parkway across the bridge. Interloop is also still in Montgomery County from 355 over to Connecticut Avenue. Now on the Interloop at Route 1 in College Park, broken down vehicle just moved to the left shoulder in delays from 95. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy today, a chance of an afternoon shower and a high of 58. Mostly cloudy overnight, low 40s.
The jackpots continue to soar. Go to any New York Lottery retailer today for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot, over $150 million. Or play for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot, over $200 million. Please play responsibly.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead? Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also objection. You object to what? Erroneous. Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel? You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Dry, itchy, burning, my dry eye over and over. And over-the-counter drops only put pause on my symptoms. My eye doctor explained the root was inflammation. Xydra was made for that. Twice daily Xydra actually targets inflammation.
Xydra, lifitegrast ophthalmic solution 5%, treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. Don't use if allergic to Xydra and seek medical help if needed. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, blurred vision, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. Before using Xydra, remove contact lenses and wait 15 minutes before reinserting. For more info, talk to your eye doctor. Call 1-800-553-5340 or visit Xydra.com.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot. Currently over $950 million. Good luck out there in New York. Please play responsibly.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Thumbtack presents Uncertainty Strikes. I was surrounded. The aisle and the options were closing in. There were paint rollers, satin and matte finish, angle brushes, and natural bristles. There were too many choices. What if I never got my living room painted? What if I couldn't figure out what type of paint to use? What if I just used Thumbtack? I can hire a top-rated pro that knows everything about interior paint, easily compare prices, and read reviews. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Home service pros like you show up, get jobs done, and put in the long days. But this is the year you get more. More money, more recognition, and more balance. This is the year of the blue collar champion. Start your free trial today at jobber.com.
Know the news the minute you wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor, 5 to 9 a.m. on WMAL.
Yeah, when you hear this CNN circle fest at a table, it's really something. Fear white people, fear Christians, and fear what they call nationalists. That is, if you're on the side of the United States of America, which they obviously are not. But when you hear this psychotic, racist, bigoted, right out there parading around, bare naked, racist bigots. In the meantime, let's go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Fayez calling from Florida. Fayez, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Hey, Fayez. Welcome.
Hi. I wanted to comment about this Obama guy that got the Nobel Peace Prize without knowing the way to the bathroom in the White House yet, because we have corrupt systems. Before even Big Mike can have the chance to untuck his stuff from the Target garments. But anyway, this guy hates America to the fullest of his heart. And if nothing is done to expose him and to destroy his influence on America, the sin of America will continue to hurt us on the long run. He did so much damage in 8 years that maybe it will need 80 years to root it out. But if we don't start now, we will continue to be in trouble.
I agree with you completely. I got to say, Fayez, he changed the trajectory of the Democrat Party, which is much more left today than it was before Barack Hussein Obama. And he's look, they've corrupted the left has taken over, the real left, and they are here to destroy it all.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center on Steve Hirschhorn. Inner loop at the Beltway northbound 495 and Route 7 in Tyson's. The accident on the shoulder still pretty heavy up from Route 50. After that, you'll be under speed on the inner loop from 123 to the Clara Barton Parkway across the bridge. Inner loop is also slow in Montgomery County from 355 over to Connecticut Avenue. Now on the inner loop at Route 1 in College Park, broken down vehicle just moved to the left shoulder in delays from 95. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy today, a chance of an afternoon shower and a high of 58. Mostly cloudy overnight, low 40s.
It pays to book your 30-day stay early with Vrbo. Book early and save over $530. Vrbo. Book now, relax longer. Average savings $550. Book 60 days in advance on 7+ days. Select homes only.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Most people would rather remove a nest of irate hornets than search for auto and home insurance. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. I think I'll wait inside.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility. Thumbtack presents Project Paralysis. I was cornered. Sweat gathered above my furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell. Me or the clogged sink. Drain cleaner and pipe snake clenched in my weary fist, I stepped toward the sink and then, wait, why am I stressing? I have Thumbtack. I can easily search for a top-rated plumber, read reviews, and compare prices, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One NA member FDIC.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL, making sense of the roads, because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
All this CNN ridiculousness. I want to share that. I think I want to share that for the next hour. I've got, today is Wednesday, also Hump Day in the Clinton household and Mailbag Day here on the Chris Plant Show. I haven't even found my mailbag questions yet, but I know they're here somewhere. Yeah, they had Abby Phillip on CNN going crazy because they're all mental. They're just demented. But white Christian nationalism is the biggest threat we face. And wasn't it FBI Director Christopher Wray that said the biggest threat is white Christian nationalists? We had more transgender tattooed mass murderers in the last 2 weeks than there have been Christian nationalist attacks since the Democrats were attacking civil rights marchers with dogs and fire hoses with their boy Bull Connor and their governors, George Wallace and Orville Faubus and on and on. But I look forward to getting to this CNN ridiculousness. It's really something. And they're talking about the Fulton County, Georgia vote, election day corruption investigation. And suddenly Anna Navarro starts screaming about, what she starts screaming about how ICE agents arrested somebody, what was it, was attacking him with a shovel. And like, well, I thought we were talking about Georgia and voting, but where do you hear this mental meltdown? And then all the idiots in the media they produce the opposite of what happened, like Daily Beast cross-dressers that they are. CNN host skewers MAGA guest after on-air meltdown. None of that happened. There was no on-air meltdown except from the Democrats who are limited in intellectual capacity. The Democrats had a meltdown, and then the idiot Democrats of the Daily Beast say that the one Republican there maybe had a meltdown, and the CNN host skewers. None of that happened. But if you're dumb enough to get your news from other Democrats, then I guess you get what you pay for. Now, with that said, I look forward to getting to that. Because I saw that this morning, and I'm like, oh, look at this. This is something. But let me get to the other. There's one story out of Maine, the great, beautiful state of Maine, and the Democrats, and we have Stephen Colbert, too. Speaking of meltdowns, what is the matter with these people? But just amazing, amazing stuff. All of them, the Democrats. Okay, so it's not 11, it's 19. Hang on, let me go there. I'll go to 19. Much better there. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, this is Maine. In Maine, they have a left-wing, unserious, unintelligent Secretary of State who's running for governor. She's running for governor of the state. And she is a menace to civilization, to America. She's wrong about everything. She's a dim light. And let's go to her. Her name is Shenna, Shenna, not Sheena, like the teenage something or other, but Shenna Bellows. And she does bellow, I've got to say, like Dr. Bellows. But there it is. Maine Secretary of State, Shenna Bellows. And she's very, very concerned. They don't work with ICE. right? They refuse to work with ICE, just like Maryland and California. And they want the country overrun by non-English speaking jihadis that will kill everyone that you've ever known and your dog too. Oh, you see, the Muslim woman in New York wants to ban dogs as pets in homes, so they can only be outside, like the homeless people that they kill every time it gets cold. Yeah, the Democrats, they peeled up 12 dead homeless people that froze to death on the sidewalks of New York because it got cold for a week. And the Democrats pick up their bodies, as I've been saying for so many years now. The Democrat solution for mental illness and homelessness is to throw them on the street, let them die, and then pick up their bodies when they overdose on drugs or die of the cold, because the Democrat. But I digress. Let's go to Shenna Bellows, the Secretary of State in Maine, who is very concerned that illegal alien gang members are afraid to go to the crack store, and so they have to bring them free crack at their house. Okay, it's food. Bring them. Oh, they're afraid to go to the grocery store. Well, that's probably because they're illegal aliens in the country illegally. Every day, every morning when they wake up, they're still here illegally. And the Democrats, they say, oh, no, it's legal migrants who are afraid to go to the store to get food. And so they're withering away and they're no longer morbidly obese Somalis. You know, Maine is full of Somalis, too, and they've stolen tons and tons of money and free stuff that we give away because we're committing suicide as a culture. Here is the Maine Secretary of State, Shenna Bellows, on ICE because the poor illegal aliens.
I think the greater concern, what we saw with the recent ICE surge was people, and I know many of you were involved in the mutual aid networks of support, we saw people afraid to go to work, afraid to go to school. Absenteeism in the greater Portland school districts was over 20%. We saw people afraid to go get groceries. And so my concern becomes, if you're afraid to go to work, you're going to be afraid to go to vote.
And she wants illegal aliens to be comfortable voting. If you're too afraid to send your kids to school, you're an illegal alien. If you're too afraid to go to the grocery store to get food to feed your kids with welfare money that I'm paying for, then you're an illegal alien. And the Democrats want a global welfare state for every deadbeat on earth, every jihadi, every mentally ill, cross-dressing lunatic. And wait a minute, they're afraid to go to the store. And this is what she's concerned about. And the what school absenteeism was down more than 20% because people were being arrested in Minnesota for being illegal alien child rapists and wanted for murder in their home countries. And the Democrats want more murder, you know, that by their policies and by everything they fight for, because that's what they want more of. And 20% plus school absenteeism because illegal aliens were arrested in Minnesota. Any idiot illegal alien who stays home and kids don't go to school because ICE is enforcing the law in Minnesota should be immediately ejected from the country by nailing them to a log and pushing them out of New York Harbor, I think. Kind of reverse reverse Ellis Island thing. Yeah, and you're afraid to vote. This is what she's concerned about. That people who are illegal, so illegal that they won't let their kids go to school, they won't go to the grocery store to get food to feed their kids, and she wants them to vote. The Democrat Party is mentally ill. Every registered Democrat is mentally ill. Here is Shenna Bellows.
That's where our awesome absentee voting, protected by Maine Voices, Maine Votes, and constructed over years.
Maine Voices,
you know,
Maine
we have
Votes.
30 days of no excuse absentee voting.
30
People
days.
can call their clerk and get their ballot. They can go online and request it and have it mailed to them. They can make arrangements to get their ballot in other ways, or they could go in person to the clerk's office early.
If you're so illegal or so stupid that you can't vote on your own, I don't want you voting. You're too stupid to have a vote. You should be nailed to a log and pushed out of New York Harbor, back to wherever the hell you came from, whatever beep-hole country that you helped turn into a beep-hole country. So the idiot Democrats, we've got 30 days. I'm sorry, the election day is 30 days now. Election day is a month. to accommodate illegal aliens that are too stupid or too afraid because they're illegal aliens to vote because they're too afraid to go to the grocery store. Every day is an IQ test, Shauna Bellows. And you and your friends, I got to tell you, you guys, you are not the brightest people in the world. But there she is. She's very, very upset. Call the clip giving instructions on how illegal aliens can vote. And you've got 30 illegal alien days to vote because the Democrats say, oh, Trump is so mean that illegal alien gang member rapists, drug traffickers, human traffickers, child sex traffickers are afraid to vote on election day. And it's illegal for them to vote, you see. That's the whole thing about the SAVE Act and so on is, are you a U.S. citizen? About the Democrats, we talked about this recently. There are 19 states in the United States where it doesn't matter whether you're a citizen, you can get a driver's license in the United States, right? And if you're a legal resident, then that's fine. But here's the thing. The Democrats in 14 of those states automatically register everyone to vote when you get a driver's license, even if you're not a citizen. And that means that they're corrupt and that they're trying to steal elections. That's the thing about them. There's nothing normal about any of this. And she's running for governor now. She's running for governor of the state of Maine. Maine is one of my brother, Daniel, used to be a TV reporter in Portland, Maine. Went up and visited him, had a great time hanging on the beach and driving golf balls into the ocean and eating lobster by the bale and drinking cold beer. Great stuff. But these people, I've got to say, there's nothing normal about this. They're saying that non-citizens, why would you, I know plenty of non-citizens from various countries around the world. None of them are afraid to vote if they can vote legally. None of them are afraid to go to the grocery store. A friend from Brazil, got friends from France, honestly, there are people I work with, people who come from Bulgaria and come from what is it, Georgia, the former Soviet Republic of Georgia. Nobody's afraid to vote. Nobody's afraid to go to the grocery store because they're not gun-toting criminals. But that's normal people. The Democrat Party, there's nothing normal about them.
Would you mind telling me whose brain I did put in? Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal. Abby normal. I'm almost sure that was the name. Abby Normal. They put Abby Normal's brain in the monster, and the monster is the Democrat Party, and they've installed an Abby Normal brain. These people. Yes, sir. That's here, and it's all about getting illegal aliens to vote and stealing elections. There is no other possible explanation. No other available explanation to say that people that were smart enough to immigrate to this country and go through all the legal processes and the paperwork and you got to do a lot and it costs a lot of money and it can take years to become legally ensconced in the great United States of America. And then you're so afraid that you can't go to a grocery store. Well, I don't think that you or your offspring are going to be storming the beaches of Normandy when the day comes around. So you should go back to the beephole that you fled because it's such a beephole and not help to turn our country into a beephole just like your Somali beephole, where, by the way, in Somalia, they require voter ID. So the Democrats are actually behind the tribal, jihadi, Somali lunatics when it comes to culture and running an election. And it's not that they're behind. It's that they are that corrupt. They know that everything they say is a lot of bourgeois. Let's go, Michael, to the telephones. Let's go to Joseph calling from Austin, Texas, the hotbed of leftyism in Texas. Joseph, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Joseph.
I was just wondering. I was wondering when they were sobbing together, Susan Rice and President Obama, did they say, we got to scramble and get a hold of Azra Turk and all our other agents that have been, hitting on George Papadopoulos, and we got to regenerate and make sure we get a big file folder ginned up so we can undermine President Trump when he comes in here.
You know, that is good stuff. And I haven't used Azra Turk's name in far too long, part of the left-wing conspiracy. And we're going to have to make up something about Russian collusion, say the communists of the Democrat Party, who are closer to Putin on the political spectrum than they are to even Bill Clinton at this point. Forget about John F. Kennedy. But I got to say, that's fun. Good use of Azra Turk. She should be kept alive. One of the conspirators that the left put out there to sabotage President Trump from the Obama White House on down through the festering pool of goo that is the Democrat Party. But yeah, Obama and Susan Rice sobbing and crying. That's kind of the hilarious part of the story, isn't it, Joseph?
Well, she's the one who wrote the memo leaving the White House on January 20th before noon that it was all by the book. That memo tells you that it was not by the book. And so we need to know the age-old Chris Plant question, who is Azra Turk?
Yeah, who is Azra Turk? Yeah, that's right. Azra Turk. And it's another story that we never got an answer to, isn't it?
Yes, it's been over a year. Is somebody looking into the total corruption of our intelligence services?
Like a third world nation with the felonious 51 signing on to that BS letter on the lead up to Election Day, that the reporting by the New York Post and only the New York Post on the Hunter Biden laptop, where Joe Biden gets a 10% cut of the Chinese action, and they lied to us about everything. And you're right. I got to tell you, we're going to need a bigger Justice Department, I think, Joseph.
Well, are those 51 guys out looking for the PP tape?
Honestly, yeah, they spread that falsehood also. And you know, whatever they accuse you of, it's what they're doing, Joseph. So I don't want to see the Barack Obama PP tape with Larry Sinclair, but it may be out there.
Oh, I love the show, sir.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you, Joseph. Have a great Austin, Texas day. Look out for the crazy people. I know there are a lot of them. That's where the Texas keeps their crazy people, in Austin. It's the state capital. State capital. My great grandfather was a stone cutter on the state capitol there in Austin, Texas. Stone cutter, laborer, Orteg. Yeah, I got to tell you, Joseph, if justice were coming to the Democrats, they'd be running for the hills right now.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center on Steve Hirschhorn. Interloop at the Beltway, northbound 495 before I-66. Accident activity blocks the right lane and delays up from the Springfield interchange. North of that, an earlier incident on the interloop at 7 was moved over to the right shoulder. 395 northbound express lanes at Washington Boulevard. 2 right lanes of 3 are closed right now because of an accident. Only the left lane getting by. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy today, a chance of an afternoon shower and a high of 58. Mostly cloudy overnight, low 40s.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $50 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Most people would rather attend a corporate team building workshop than search for auto and home insurance.
Go team, feel that synergy.
That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com.
Who's ready for the trust fall?
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL, making sense of social media, because big tech can't be trusted. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah, let me hear this. In New York, a Muslim woman, an activist, wants to ban dogs as pets, at least indoors in New York City, because they got Zohran Mamdani there, right? And earlier this, and then who was it? Randy Fine says, stirred up a little trouble. Congressman said, if I got to choose between Muslims and dogs, I'm going to choose dogs. And that, of course, caused upheaval because, you're saying Muslims are worse than dogs. I'm saying that this Muslim lady wants to ban dogs in the name of Islam and Sharia law because dogs are unclean. So no more pets. They have to be outdoors like homeless people, where they will die when it gets cold. All right, let's go to the phones. Michael, look at the clock. Look at the clock. Should I go? Let's go to Matt calling from Rockville, Maryland. Matthew, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Matt's in Rockville. Is Matt, I see on the big board there, talk to Jasmine. Matt said there had been 3 government shutdowns under Trump's second term, all of them perpetrated by Democrats, by Chuck Schumer and the Democrats shutting the government down. Because then they shut the government down, Matthew, and then they blame the Republicans. And CNN says it's the Republicans, and George Stephanopoulos on ABC says the Republicans, and Stephen Colbert on late night TV says it's the Republicans, and Jimmy Kimmel, who's having fundraisers for the Democrats and for Hakeem Jeffries, racist, anti-Semite, anti-American that he is, they're having fundraisers and promoting their, isn't that amazing? You know, Democrats shut the government down. They say the Republicans did it. And then the news media and the entertainment media, they lie for the Democrats because lying is their baby.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Officials are revealing a new development in the search for Nancy Guthrie.
The Pima County Sheriff and the FBI are going to be analyzing more DNA after testing revealed that the DNA found on the glove 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home and the DNA found inside of the Guthrie home are 2 different people, and neither of those DNA samples produced a match. Now, the next step includes analyzing the DNA using investigative genetic genealogy. This is when investigators take the DNA samples, they upload it into public genetic databases, and they try to find the suspect's relatives. They build a family tree to eventually lead them back to their suspect.
Fox News' Brian Yanis. We're 3 days now into the search for the source of a gas leak that demolished a home in Centerville Sunday night and is now threatening dozens of others. There are 5 possible natural gas transmission lines in play.
Assistant Chief Eric Craven says if it's one of the larger transmission lines, that's worst case scenario. Up to 100 more homes could be impacted.
Our goal is to provide 3 to 4 hours notice to those residents. We would try and give them as much notice as possible and then follow up with knocking on the door and making face-to-face contact.
So priority this morning, again, is isolating the line, making repairs, testing it, and only then restoring service until they identify that source. The possibility of more evacuations remains.
7 News' John Gonzalez. After 4 years of the governor saying no, it appears Virginia is about to get a solid yes on opening a commercial cannabis market. Both the House and Senate passed bills Tuesday that will bring legal pot to the marketplace in the Commonwealth. Fairfax Democratic Delegate Paul Krizek sponsored the bill in the House.
This bill will replace that gray market. It's a $5 billion illegal market out there with a regulated system that protects public health, with testing, labeling, packaging, and strong enforcement and penalties, and keeps products away from minors.
Governor Abigail Spanberger has expressed support for the legislation. The marketplace could open by as soon as November. A federal judge has ruled that ICE cannot re-detain Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
The judge ruled this is because the government has no viable plan for deporting the Salvadoran national. Abrego Garcia's case has become a focal point after he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador last year. He was later returned to face federal human smuggling charges in Tennessee. He has pleaded not guilty.
7 News' Adam Longo. A lot of Democrats are still disenchanted with their party since losing the 2024 presidential election.
Asked if they have a positive view of the Democratic Party, about 3 in 10 Democrats say they do not. This AP NORC poll, the 7 in 10 saying yes is a little higher than it was in October, but still down from the 85% favorability in September 2024 before President Trump beat Vice President Harris in the election. Republicans are slightly more enthusiastic about their own party these days. Roughly a quarter of Americans surveyed have a negative view of both parties. That's especially the case among independents and people under 45. 1 in 10 feel good about both parties. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Checking your money. The Dow is up 245 points at this hour. The Nasdaq's up 210. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
You know the DC market. You know that business owners here don't just want ads, they want results. WMAL is hiring a senior digital marketing sales executive. This isn't just a sales job, it's a seat at the table with the region's top decision makers. WMAL is looking for a strategic marketer who has it all. Big ideas, great relationships, digital marketing experience, from creative ideation to final execution. You'll lead the way with a world-class team behind you. If you're a high performer ready to drive the digital future, we want you. Apply now at cumulusmedia.com. Cumulus Media is an equal opportunity employer.
It's only getting every customer's order right. It's only a point of sale system connected by Spectrum fiber-powered business internet, helping you track hundreds of secure transactions. And it's all backed by 24/7 US-based customer support and local technicians. It's only everything. Get Business Internet Advantage free forever when you get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. Visit spectrum.com/free for life to find out how. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
395 northbound in the express lanes, there was an accident blocking 2 right lanes before you get to Washington Boulevard. Very heavy from Seminary Road with just the left lane getting by. Around the Beltway now on the inner loop northbound 495 before I-66. Accident activity there now on the right shoulder, but it's still pretty slow up from Route 50. Inner loop is still under speed in Maryland from 95 in College Park down to the BW Parkway. Outer loop is still slow after Old Georgetown Road to the American Legion Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy with a stray shower chance this afternoon. Temperatures mid-50s to lower 60s. Fog returns overnight. Tomorrow, wet weather during the afternoon, evening, and overnight will draw to a close midday Friday. We're drawing on Saturday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin in the First Alert Weather Center.
41 degrees right now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Of course, they're trying to placate Trump with every move they make, every breath they take, every step they take. Placate, placate, placate.
They're the unfunniest people you're going to find anywhere. Mo Yarbrough there, cross-dressing Joe Scarborough, who killed the intern in your congressional office in Florida. Why is she dead? How old would she be now? Bad. You know who can be bad to the bone? Who can be bad to the bone? Your dog, your loving dog, your wonderful dog can be bad to the bone. They love to chew on those bones, those dogs do, don't they? But Democrats, they don't like they don't like humanity. They don't like Western civilization. They don't like the United States. If you're a jihadi, they love you, though. It's a suicidal death cult, very Jonestown-y. I think a Democrat should find the new Jim Jones to run for president. The Kool-Aid guy, the 900-plus mass suicide murder, Guyana, South America. Had a nice lady call in yesterday who's originally from Guyana. Wonderful person, lovely lady. Nice conversation. But that's not important. Now, here's the headline. Palestine, then I want to get the CNN yesterday with, they had one common sense person, one logical person there who naturally had to be shouted down. And what is it? What do they want to? Well, I'll share it with you coming up. CNN, pretty demented stuff. Demented, I'm telling you. Here is the headline from the Daily Mail. That is a newspaper out of the United Kingdom. The New York Times is not covering it. CNN's not covering it. And when they do, they'll cover it from the wrong end of the telescope. But here's the headline: Palestinian activists. It's a Palestinian. There's really no Palestinian ethnic group or anything, but what they mean is Hamas, a Hamas-supporting genocidal Jew hater who's a jihadi. But they use the euphemism. It's like you see yesterday, the New York Times, when they got the transgender mass shooter at the hockey game in Rhode Island. The New York Times said the shooter, they always say shooter like it's fun and you're at the bar. The shooter uses two names. Yeah, Robert and Roberta, because he's a demented, gender dysphoric Democrat mental case. But that's the euphemism is uses two names, but dead now. Used two names, past tense. Isn't that great? Let me get back to that's the euphemism. And the euphemism for this is Palestinian activist, really meaning genocidal Jew hater, kind of a Nazi, should be wearing an armband. But Palestinian activist calls for dogs as pets, to be banned in New York City as indoor pets because they're un-Islamic. And here's the thing, and they're un-Islamic. The Dalmatian is licking my face, but no. So the story goes, famous Palestinian activists, quote, jokes, end quote. That's the revised and extended remarks there. That dogs should be banned as indoor pets in New York City after seeing poop-filled snowdrifts. Everywhere the Democrats go, they're poop-filled something or other because you know how they are. They're very, very unwell. And I was reading this and studying in on it when Jason Storm Chaser Nelson on Twitter, he tweeted, Afghanistan veteran. He says, in Afghanistan, I never once noticed a Muslim man treat a dog poorly. Never once noticed a Muslim man treating a dog poorly. Mostly because I was told to look away as they raped young boys. So I might have missed the dog abuse. Gotta look out for that. So raping little boys takes priority. But the famous Palestinian activist says that dogs should be banned as indoor pets. They should only be outdoors. And now they have all those homeless people dying on the streets. Maybe comfort dogs. Maybe they could steal your dog and make it a comfort dog. He's also going to raise your taxes. Well, raise my rent. So a Palestinian activist in New York City has called for dogs to be banned as pets in New York City, claiming they aren't Islamic, which is true. Nardine Kiswani said dogs have a, quote, place in society, end quote, but, quote, not as indoor pets. See, the Democrats are ceding Western civilization to whatever armed gang comes along. Like we've said all along, they are unclean, she wrote on X. They're unclean, she wrote on X. After receiving fierce backlash, she later claimed that her post was just a joke. I'm only joking. I was just going to kill the children, but I was joking. That's the thing. And she says, at the Zionists frothing, listen to this. The Jews, here come the Jews, said it's a joke. And then she says, at the Zionists frothing at the mouth at this, thinking they're doing something, she wrote. It's obviously a joke. I don't care if you have a dog. That's why you said it. I do care if your dog is beeping everywhere and you're not cleaning it. Well, then that's not what you said. You said banning dogs as indoor pets because it's un-Islamic. It was quite clear. It's not halal. You can do all that. And that's the jihadis. Now, it got better because a Republican member of Congress jumped in, and Randy Fine is his name. And Randy Fine is, he made a comment about the Muslim woman in New York wanting to ban dogs. And it's headlines everywhere. The Washington Post, left-wing radicals, they hate dogs too, and they hate people even more. But the crazy Democrats, honestly, they're saying Randy Fine jumped in and said, listen, if it's a choice between Muslims and dogs, then the choice is simple. And he says, I like dogs. If Muslims want to ban dogs, maybe you should just go to a country where dogs are banned, or food, or whatever you prefer. Randy Fine, the left-wing hill. Randy Fine faces censure and resignation calls over post on Muslims and dogs. But the Democrat activist, she has the support of CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, which is soft jihad. It's societal jihad, cultural jihad. The people that care are. A wave of Democrats are calling for Representative Randy Fine, a Republican from Florida, to be formally reprimanded or to resign over a social media post he made saying he would choose dogs over Muslims. Well, dogs don't want to ban Muslims, but, you get Muslims wanting to ban dogs. They're kind of an American custom, dogs as pets, as family pets. Congressman Randy Fine posted on X, he said, if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. Not a difficult one. He was murdered later in the day. Not yet, but I got to look up. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, whose first name is Hakeem, the Democrat from New York, said in a statement Tuesday that Fine is a disgrace to the United States Congress and said, an Islamophobic, disgusting bigot. And then Hakeem Jeffries detonated a truck bomb at the United States with a remote control, which was kind of weird. But there it is. Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat leader in the House, called on Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, the Louisiana Republican, and House Republicans to respond, slamming them for continuing to remain silent. Stop shooting people. How about this, you guys? Stop. You shot Donald Trump. You shot and killed Charlie Kirk. You tried to shoot Donald Trump again. You shot Congressman Steve Scalise. You transgender people are massacring people all over the place. Maybe you guys should stop killing people. How about that? And Hakeem Jeffries, radical extremist Jew hater, said, Republican leaders must hold this so-called member of Congress accountable. They always believe in accountability when it's free speech. And then when they burn your town down, they say that's free speech. They attack the police. That's free speech. They get shot. Oh, shot for exercising free speech and running over a federal law enforcement agent who ordered you to get out of the vehicle because you're obstructing police. But never mind that. Here's Hakeem Jeffries. They must hold this member accountable. Political violence. Well, you guys should stop perpetrating political violence. You rioting, looting, plundering gang of criminals. Political violence, xenophobia. You have an irrational fear of Xena, the teenage princess. Xenophobia and hate crimes against the Muslim community are on the rise. Not like the Jews, not like against the Jews, you fascist. And I got to tell you, the Democrat Party is as close to being fascist, and they call everybody fascist for having breakfast in the morning, but never mind that. Xenophobia and hate crimes against the Muslim community are on the rise. House Democrats will not let the racist and bigoted. I can't believe that the black Muslim guy is calling everybody racist and xenophobic. That's, well, gosh, this is a new. Oh, wait, he did the same thing yesterday over, your choice of breakfast cereals. They just amazing. And House Democrats will not let the racist, bigoted behavior of Randy Fine go unchecked. Right, and then firebomb a Jewish governor's house. Why don't you? Accountability is coming to all these sick extremists when the gavel changes hands in November, if not sooner. That's going to be gunplay. The Democrat Party is on the brink of civil war against the United States of America. While Jeffries did not provide details on what actions Democrats were planning to take against Fine, is Fine Jewish? Because you know how they hate the Jews, these goose-stepping fascists in the Democrat Party. Randy Fine can be a Jewish name. He's from Florida. Maybe he's the Jew, and the Democrats, they really want to punish him the old-fashioned way. Put him in the back of a bus and he's Jewish. Randy Fine is Jewish. And so Hakeem Jeffries wants to punish him for saying that he'll take dogs over Sharia law, which is what he's really saying. And Hakeem Jeffries apparently is in favor of Sharia law. But wait, it gets better. A censure is a formal reprimand by the House of Representatives that often comes with consequences like being stripped of committee assignments and things like that. Any member can force a snap vote on a censure resolution over the objections of GOP leadership. But wait, hang on. Because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez came in and she stuck her caboose out to the crowd and slapped it for them and said, love me, love me. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, New York Democrat, called Fine, who is Jewish, his post saying, the choice is easy between dogs and Muslims. Genuinely one of the most disgusting statements I have ever seen issued by an American official. Well, that's just because you're a Putin puppet and you're a Hitler, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, you're destroying democracy. Oh, wait, that's everything that the Democrats say every day about pro-American people that serve in the military and become law enforcement. And the Democrats, you guys are something. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, and most disgusting thing I've ever heard from an American official. What you just said there is more disgusting than what he said. It should not stop shocking us that the Republican Party openly embraces this. You're the party of slavery and lynching and the bullwhip. You're the party of the Confederate States of America. You're the party that gave us the KKK and Jim Crow. To ignore this is to accept and normalize it. I got to tell you, Democrat Congressman Robert Garcia, a radical extremist from California and ranking member of the House Oversight Committee on Government Reform, said that the Speaker of the House should strip Fine of all his committee and assignments, and he should be forced to resign because a Muslim woman in New York wants to ban dogs as household pets. And the whole Democrat Party has come out in favor of banning dogs as household pets by supporting this radical jihadi Palestinian lunatic and the anti-Semite Hakeem Jeffries coming after a Jewish member fined for standing up for Western civilization. And the Democrat Party doesn't stand up for Western civilization. And they're cross-dressers. They're all cross-dressers. Sure. And Gavin Newsom jumped in. And he called the Jewish congressman. He said, "Resign now, you racist slob," as he supports the jihad. He's supporting Islamic law, Sharia law, to ban dogs as pets. And now these communist nitwits, these nincompoops, from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who should be a stripper in Mexico, and Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, "Resign now, you racist slob." He's actually standing up against the racist. So it's the opposite of the truth, but the Democrat Party. Wait till you hear CNN and their the backlash. There's more backlash. Anything you say, if it's sane and rational, there's backlash from the Democrats.
You know?
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life. And each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Most people would rather attend a corporate team building workshop than search for auto and home insurance.
Go team, feel that synergy.
That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com.
Who's ready for the trust fall?
The jackpots continue to soar. Go to any New York Lottery retailer today for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot, over $150 million. Or play for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot, over $200 million. Please play responsibly.
It pays to book your 30A stay early with Vrbo. Book early and save over $530. Vrbo. Book now, relax longer. Average savings $550. Book 60 days in advance on 7+ days. Select homes only.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Therapy is too expensive. Used to be the end of the conversation. But what if it didn't have to be?
With Grow Therapy, care is designed to be affordable, insurance-friendly, and easy to understand. Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. Grow connects you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability to get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0, depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/try now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/try now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com. Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Also, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia offer, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
This afternoon on the Derek Hunter Show, Hillary Clinton says she may have met Ghislaine Maxwell a couple of times. And why did this stranger get invited to Chelsea Clinton's wedding? We'll talk about it at 3 o'clock on WMAL.
Today is Ash Wednesday and the beginning of Lent, as we were just discussing here. And I think these days the Democrats set people on fire for Lent because they're Democrats. Man, oh man. All right, let's go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Mohammed calling from Virginia. Mohammed, you're on the Chris Platt Show.
Thank you, Chris, for taking my phone call.
You bet.
Long-time listener, and I believe the last time I called you was 2016. But anyway, this phone call is about a lady that she said to prohibit.
Dog ownership. He's gone? Gone? Mohammed, what happened? We didn't do it. Come on. I was going to say Mohammed called in and spoke to Jasmine, and Mohammed said, I'm a Muslim, but I don't believe that woman said about dogs in New York. So I went to Mohammed. Oh, got him back. Mohammed is back. All right, Mohammed is back. Hey, Mohammed, sorry, you're back.
Yes, the question is, first of all, I see people praying in their own country, it's prohibited to pray in the streets. That's for sure. But why they doing it here? And the second thing, if they pray in the streets, it's against Islam cleanliness religion, because technically the streets are dirty where animals pee, like a dog. So why they pray in the streets?
Well, are dogs unclean according to Islam and the Hadith in the Quran?
Yeah, but it's true. Yes, but I'm talking about those people. They are hypocrites. They're not true. They go to the street and then they pray.
Right, and that should also violate their standards, right? If they're going to be true to their word.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if the dog is not clean, why they go to the street and pray?
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing they're Democrats on top of everything else, Mohammed, I got to say. And by the way, beginning of Ramadan today, a happy Ramadan to you as well.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. The search continues for the source of a natural gas leak that caused a house to explode in Centerville Sunday night. Dozens of families remain evacuated. Officials say if leaks detected in a major transmission line, as many as 100 more homes may have to be evacuated as repairs are made. Rescue crews have pushed through mountainous wilderness in California near Lake Tahoe during a snowstorm to rescue 6 backcountry skiers who survived an avalanche but were trapped by snow and ice. 9 others from their tour group remain missing. Democratic candidates have been winning recent special elections, but a new AP poll finds views of the party among rank-and-file Democrats have not bounced back since President Trump's victory in 2024. One factor that may be keeping Dems afloat, broadly negative views of the president and other Republicans. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to an extra $100 on select laundry pairs. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
395 northbound in the express lanes near Washington Boulevard. The accident there, clear away, everything's open. A little bit heavy from Duke Street, but improving. 395 main lanes is still pretty slow from the Beltway up to Edsel Road. 66 eastbound before Business 234 in Manassas. The right lane is closed for road work. A little heavy and slow from the 234 bypass to Prince William Parkway. Loudoun County, both ways on Route 15 near Luckett's Road. Road work very slow in both directions as you get alternated through the work zone there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy, a chance of a shower this afternoon and a high of 55. It's 43 right now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. And have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code TASTE to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code TASTE.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL, making sense of mainstream media because the double standard is real. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Maybe Jewish Congressman Randy Fine from Florida should say that he was only kidding. Yeah, just like the jihadi in New York who wants to ban the dogs. Said, oh, it's a joke. Everybody can see it's a joke. And then... but yeah, we know it can be a very funny bunch, a very, very funny bunch. Sometimes, but not usually. All right, let's go to the telephones. Michael, let's go to Margaret calling from Germantown, Maryland. Margaret, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for taking my call.
You betcha. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of when I was in college back in the 70s. I had a dorm room that I shared with a very nice girl from Tehran. She was Muslim, but she was very Western and spent half the time of the year when she wasn't in Iran or in school in Paris. So very, very Western. And one weekend I'd gone home and I brought my very sweet, lovely Dalmatian, small dog, not too terribly big, certainly not aggressive. Brought it back to school for a couple days, and I snuck her in the dorm room. And when she came in, she freaked out. And I asked her, what's wrong? She said, it's a dog, and they're very unclean. And I said, no, she's really clean. You know, she's housebroken and everything. It took her hours to even look at the dog. And then, well, she was telling me how, you know, in Iran, they don't have these dogs. They don't, you know, they're not kept as pets, nothing. And she finally got up the nerve to touch my dog. And she was shaking and almost crying. And the dog, very sweet, licked her on the hand. And she acted as though she had stuck her hand into a bucket of steaming you-know-what.
Well, it's a cultural, these are cultural norms. You know, Barack Obama famously talked about eating exotic foods, and he finally got around to eating dog because he's in Korea and he wanted to a seat at the table. He hates Western civilization. And Barack Obama bragged about eating dog, and he talked about, frogs and snakes and lizards or something. And he said, and, different countries and all that. And you can avoid eating stupid things if you want, but not if you're perhaps Barack Hussein Obama.
And away from the dinner table, I was introduced to dog meat, tough, snake meat, tougher, and roasted grasshoppers, crunchy.
Now they want all of us to be eating the crunchy grasshoppers and the dog meat. The Democrats will just roll over for any tyrant on the left will roll over for any tyrant on the planet, Margaret. I honestly think that's part of it. And your poor college roommate, a Dalmatian, is right. The sweetest, gentlest, happiest dog, a firehouse dog, a fire truck dog, and, 101 Dalmatians and a Disney dog, the happiest dog you're going to find anywhere in the world. But cultural norms are cultural norms. And look, if you're a Muslim and you live in New York City and you don't want to own a dog, then don't own a dog. But if you're going around saying we need to ban them because, as I like to point out, Margaret, the left, they're like jihadis, they're like Nazis, they're the left, and nobody's killed more people in human history than the left. But they want to be as inviting as possible as long as your values are not American values. And we call it the family dog, Margaret. And the Dalmatians, sweetest pet ever. Right.
Service dogs, therapy dogs, search and rescue dogs, all these wonderful, wonderful creatures, but they're unclean and they shouldn't be allowed in where humans are, which is, I just don't understand it.
Well, in Islamic culture, that is the norm. And of course, the Persian, you're in the 1970s, so probably before the Islamic Revolution in Iran, and the Shah was still in power. And they were a very Western nation under the Shah, and women were treated as full-grown adults and could dress normally and go to college and have jobs and do all kinds of great normal things in Iran when the Shah was in charge. And the Democrats hung the Shah to dry and paved the way for the Ayatollah to take over, the Ayatollahs and the mullahs to take over. And the place has been a nightmare ever since. And Jimmy Carter and the Democrats were on the wrong side of that, as they're on the wrong side of everything, Margaret.
But here is the clincher. Her final semester in college, she told me that when she graduated, she would have to go back to Iran and marry somebody she had never met before because it was an arranged marriage, very Islamic. She dropped out and never graduated. She went back. She did marry whoever this was. I don't know if they're still married, but she lives now in California. And I guess she got a degree somewhere. Maybe she became more American than Islamic. And she's a psychologist now. So
wow.
Heaven help us, right?
Well, hey, look, she fled there and came here. And again, 1979, it rolled over. And it's true that arranged marriage is a traditional cultural and family customs and so on. And I'd say on some level, maybe culturally, some of that's none of my business. I won't tell you who to marry, and you don't tell me what kind of house pet to have. How about that?
Absolutely.
No?
Well, thanks for taking my call. It's a great show. I love it. And I think you're about the same age as my son, so...
Is that right? That's wonderful. Well, you're great. You're wonderful, and I'm glad you called in with that story. That's fun.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Wonderful. Isn't that great? Let's get to these dim-witted Democrats, because they're always giving me all this stuff, this ridiculous stuff. Let's see, where we, we going to, where am I going? 22? Is that where I'm going? I think first the Kevin O'Leary. Let's go to Kevin O'Leary. He's the Shark Tank guy. He's a big investments guy, and he's a smart guy. Seems like a pretty mellow guy. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's telling jokes and stuff. And Kevin O'Leary, the big money guy, he was invited on CNN inexplicably. He should never go on again. And on CNN, Kevin O'Leary, he's got Abby Phillip. Abby Phillip is the anchor lady. And she's a Democrat and a leftist, of course. And she's got Kevin O'Leary on. And Kevin O'Leary, he's at the panel. And I think there are 5 or 6 people at this Lucite table that they're gathered around. And Abby Phillip is just going on. Well, they were talking about ICE and the Georgia election, the Trump Justice Department looking at the Georgia county election corruption, looking for chicanery by the Democrats. And when you say you're going to do that, then the Democrats go crazy and they self-immolate and they firebomb Jewish people and they're How dare you look at, no, everything's completely legitimate. There's never been a vote stolen, except 2 Republicans in Mississippi that the liberal on my TV show cited last night. I'm like, well, is there no voter fraud? Or you found 2 guys and they're both Republicans, and they scream and yell and pound the table. They're spitting mad. They're mentally ill. Here's Kevin O'Leary with anchor lady Abby Phillip, and they're talking about, they're supposed to be talking about Georgia and election fraud. We're going to Anna Navarro first, who's their pretend Republican on the panel, but she's not. She's gone like completely Joe Scarborough.
Okay, let me just say something though. We are seeing this happen over and over again, where the federal government is fabricating things, lying. Just in the last few weeks, we have seen cases involving. May I? We have seen cases involving federal agents. With a Venezuelan national in Minneapolis.
A Venezuelan national.
They claimed had charged them with a snow shovel and attacked them. Christine have to do with the let me get my point across, and then you can. And the point is,
I'm going to lie, and then you can talk.
The point is that they charged them criminally, and when they went to court, evidence proved that what they had said was a lie. That this government lies. That's the point.
That's the point. So they're talking about Georgia elections, and Anna Navarro says a Venezuelan national in Minnesota was arrested because the police said that he attacked them with a shovel. And then she insists that although it's got nothing to do with what they're talking about, which is election fraud in Georgia, and she's suddenly attacking ICE in Minnesota because she says that the federal government lied. Well, we noticed decades ago that the federal government lies. Your city governments lie. Your state governments lie. I just quoted Gavin Newsom. But isn't that amazing? Yeah. Oh, wait. So Anna Navarro, you detected that sometimes the government doesn't tell the truth. And that's why when we're talking about Georgia elections, you say a Venezuelan national was a victim of some kind. And Kevin O'Leary's just like, he's saying, well, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? You're now talking about like abortion rights for kittens or something. And it's got nothing to do with what we're saying. And Kevin O'Leary and Abby Phillip.
All right, Kevin, a quick last word.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm not sure.
My last word is, you're all nuts. Like, that's just...
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Gavin. That's
guys,
okay.
look, we got to keep it together here, okay? Honestly, I mean, there's a way to talk about these things. If you don't have anything to say, just say that, and I won't come to you next time. All right.
I just said something very important. You're all nuts. Say you're all nuts. And honestly, he's an adult. He's like dad at the table, Kevin O'Leary. And we're talking about election fraud in Florida and looking into it. And you start talking about an illegal alien Venezuelan who attacked federal agents with a shovel. And for some reason, out of the blue, you're defending the guy attacking agents with the shovel. And ICE agents may have lied about shooting of migrant in Minneapolis, officials say, the BBC reporting. And officials are Democrats. That means Democrats. Just amazing. And that's what she's going off on, having nothing to do with anything. And then he says, well, you're all nuts. And he's laughing. He says it with a smile on his face, because whatever the hell we're talking about here, it's not what we were talking about a minute ago. And then Abby Phillip, pretending to be a journalist, had a meltdown and had to be scraped off the ceiling.
All right, next for us, everyone, thank you for being here. Next, excuse me, stop. Kevin, stop.
The federal government.
Next for us, we are honoring a civil rights icon.
Yeah, we're honoring a civil rights icon, and that's Jesse Jackson, of course. Isn't that wonderful stuff? So Kevin O'Leary said, you're all nuts, and they all proved that they're all nuts. And we're talking about looking at voter fraud in Georgia, and she's screaming about a Venezuelan national, she says, an illegal alien is what she means, attacking federal agents with a shovel. And she says, and then they went to court and proved it wrong. But how about Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein, everything that they said they lie, and Hillary Clinton was lying about it yesterday. Just amazing stuff. Yes, sir.
You're all nuts.
2 Venezuelan men were charged with assaulting a federal official after a traffic stop, and an ICE agent, led to one of them being shot because they're violently attacking federal law enforcement. Now, DOJ says it's dropping the charges due to newly discovered evidence. But the Democrats, they just go defending the criminals because that's what they do. All right, now I don't have time to get to the next part of the CNN thing because they're nice, they're nuts. But I guess I could give let's start because this is good stuff. Here is CNN Pamela Brown, and she announces that she, for CNN, has been working on a long secret project. And the secret project is on the danger and the threat posed by white people who are Christians in the United States of America, and then they firebombed a synagogue. Here is CNN's Pamela Brown announcing the big project she's been working on.
Well, for the past several months, I've been working on a special project examining the growing influence of Christian nationalism in America.
Several months.
If you're not familiar, Christian nationalism is an ideology rooted in the belief that our country was founded as a Christian nation and that our laws and institutions should reflect Christian values.
That's true.
In the lead up to my hour-long documentary this weekend, we're going to bring you a preview of what you'll see.
That's not Christian nationalism.
With the assassination of Charlie Kirk last year. Experts say it was a pivotal moment for the movement and an occasion where the tragedy of his loss unified Christian nationalists and the Trump administration as they honored him.
And they had Charlie Kirk, who was shot through the neck and murdered, assassinated by a sniper. And the Democrats are like, well, the sniper is the hero of the story. Charlie Kirk is the bad guy because he's a Christian and he's what they call a nationalist, which means he understands the fact that this nation, the greatest nation God has ever allowed to prosper on planet Earth, was founded by Christians who believed that Christianity and morality had to be a part of our nation, and the Democrats have murdered morality in the cradle. Pamela Brown, listen from the very upset from the Charlie Kirk Memorial.
September 21st, 2025.
Murder, assassination, death.
America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock.
Charlie Kirk's Memorial.
A nation in mourning.
Christian nationalists.
Charles James Kirk was heinously murdered.
That young man. I forgive him.
The widow of Charlie Kirk, and they're literally mocking it and denouncing as Christian nationalism, a funeral for an assassinated young man who went to college campuses and said, if you disagree with me, come to the front of the line. Might have lifted that from my radio show decades ago. But then Democrats stopped calling in because they realized they don't have anything intelligent to say. Kind of sad, really. There is it's white Christian nationalism. These white Christian nationalists, that's the biggest threat America's facing, while Democrats firebomb Jews and shoot and kill people with rifles in the name of their politics. But that's okay. We're at 888-630-9625. I've got a couple more from this CNN segment.
You're all nuts.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like, what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season, or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes, at the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready with Designer Shoe Warehouse. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today, and let us surprise you.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL, making sense of the border, because laws either matter or they don't. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
And it's mailbag day. Have my mailbag questions right in front of me as we speak. Let's go back to CNN for just a moment, because the terror of white Christian nationalism and Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump, and then they looted the local CVS and firebombed some police cars. Here is the clown car at CNN, Pamela Brown, and talking about the Charlie Kirk Memorial Service.
Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist and prominent Christian nationalist, was assassinated.
Christian nationalist.
Became a rallying call for those who believed in his message.
He was not a Christian nationalist.
Our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal.
And it was a call to action.
When a Democrat shot and killed him.
My charge to all of you, put Christ at the center of your life as he advocated for giving his.
Oh no, Christian nationalism, and the CNN And she's been working on it for months, and she's no smarter today than she was then. Isn't that amazing? And then they had Matthew Taylor, Georgetown University Center for Faith and Justice, come on.
Memorial service was one of the most potent examples of the shift in our culture that we're experiencing right now.
The shift
where a large segment of American Christians are being activated by these ideas, radicalized
Christians
that say that they are the persecuted ones and that they need to stand up for Christians' rights.
As they're being persecuted on CNN by this dim-witted person, and they brought in a Georgetown, which used to be, I think, a Catholic university. It used to be a Catholic university. Now they're more hell-bent, I think, on cross-dressing. But, and then amazing, and white nationalism and Charlie Kirk and Christians are being, and it's a danger, it's a threat. I'm sorry, who did Charlie Kirk shoot with a rifle again? Who did Donald Trump shoot with a rifle? Who's the second guy that Donald Trump tried to shoot with a rifle? And who shot Steve Scalise? Who firebombed?
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. As the sewage spill cleanup continues in the Potomac, Maryland Governor Wes Moore is offering comment and clarification to the president's critical posts about him.
It is typically unhinged. It is riddled with insults, but it's also riddled with massive inaccuracies.
Moore pointing to the effort to fix what he calls a DC pipe on federal land, stating his state will
continue to partner with leaders in the District of Columbia and the Commonwealth of Virginia as part of our larger coordinated response.
Moore adding the EPA was invited to a hearing last week, but declined to attend, and to President Trump's offer of help if local leaders ask politely.
If the president wants me to ask nicely, my response is this: please, Mr. President, do your job.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
I've got kids. I just want to be able to go to sleep at night and not have to worry about, is my house next?
Some 4 dozen evacuated homeowners in Centerville are waiting for the next shoe to drop as fire and utility crews search for the source of the gas leak that caused the house to explode on Sunday. There are 5 possible transmission lines in the neighborhood, and if the leak is from a larger one, it could mean more evacuations.
If that were to be the case, our goal is to provide 3 to 4 hours notice to those residents, notifying them through the blog, reverse 911, the text messages. We would not, knocking on doors and evacuating people is an emergency response. We would try and give them as much notice as possible and then follow up with knocking on the door and making face-to-face contact.
Fairfax County Assistant Fire Chief Eric Craven says as many as 100 more homes could be evacuated. A bill targeting excessively noisy vehicles now in the hands of the Virginia Senate.
It's really affectionately known as the muffler bill.
And it's sped through the House, says sponsor Delegate Rip Sullivan of Fairfax and Arlington counties noted.
It is already illegal in Virginia to alter your muffler, to put on an aftermarket muffler to make it louder. That is already a crime. Of course, it's a hard crime to enforce.
Sullivan's bill would allow local pilot programs using roadside sensors to measure noise levels.
Set in the bill as something over 95 decibels. And you essentially would get a ticket.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Speaking of loud vehicles, they have a much bigger problem in Florida.
Space launches at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida are deafeningly loud.
And the liftoff.
So loud they rattle the homes of people living in the nearby towns like Cape Canaveral.
It's shaken her house and resulted in damage to the foundation.
Along with public property. While those communities are proud to host the space program, City Manager Keith Touchberry says his city is concerned
about its infrastructure, both above ground and underground.
And will look into federal and state of Florida funding to help prepare for and prevent future loud rockets from wreaking havoc. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Rescue crews have pushed through mountainous wilderness in California near Lake Tahoe during a snowstorm to rescue 6 backcountry skiers who survived an avalanche but were trapped by its snow and ice. The search continues for 9 others from their tour group who remain missing. Checking your money, the Dow is up 297 points at this hour. The NASDAQ is up 302. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader and out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
WMAL traffic and weather. Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Gaithersburg on northbound 270 at Cloth Road and West Diamond Avenue, the construction there blocks the left lane. Not too bad to get past it as you stay over to the right. On 66 eastbound, just before 234 Business in Manassas, the right lane is closed for midday road work as well. A little bit slow from the exit for the Prince William Parkway, the 234 bypass. Fairfax County Parkway northbound is very slow right now. The work zone is near Burke Center Parkway along the left and delays up from 123. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy with a stray shower chance this afternoon. Temperatures mid-50s to lower 60s. Fog returns overnight. Tomorrow, wet weather during the afternoon, evening, and overnight will draw to a close midday Friday. We're drawing on Saturday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin, the First Alert Weather Center.
44 degrees at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
I am shook. Look, like, honestly, gardening,
She's shook.
food
Gardening.
that comes out of dirt.
Food.
Like, it's magic.
It's magic. Food comes out of dirt. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, as an adult, discovering that lettuce grows in the ground. She's really from the suburbs, you know. She's dumber than anyone thought. Mom. I don't know. You have, it is mailbag day. But since we did AOC there, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's been dazzling the world. She in Munich, at the Munich Security Conference, formerly known as the Verkunda, Das der Verkunda. When I went to the Verkunda Conference in Munich long ago, aboard Ronald Reagan's old Air Force One that had been moved on to becoming an airplane for cabinet secretaries, and I flew there with the Secretary of Defense. But She as her remember when she discovered the garbage disposal and that freaked her out, and then she discovered there was a community garden and people were growing lettuce and carrots in the community garden, and she was freaked out that food grew in dirt. Crazy, completely crazy. But let's go forward to Munich and AOC. She was asked this. We played this one for you yesterday. But she honestly, this person, Venezuela is entirely north of the equator. Just for the record, here is AOC being a genius and running for president at the Munich Security Conference in Germany.
Look at what happened in Venezuela, for example.
Venezuela.
It is not a. It is not a remark on who Maduro was as a leader. He canceled elections. He was an anti-democratic leader. That doesn't mean that we can kidnap a head of state and engage in acts of war just because the nation is below the equator.
That's why.
And
they all clapped. And then they invaded Poland. Yeah, because it's below the equator, and crimes and kidnapping. He is a wanted criminal, one of the world's leading drug traffickers, and he was taken into custody by the United States. He stole the election in Venezuela, and the Democrats are good with it. They're good with the drug trafficking. They're good with Hugo Chavez's daughter being worth $4 billion and being the wealthiest person in all of Venezuela. They're fine with all this, and they're fine with Venezuela apparently being south of the equator or below the equator. They use the words, but they don't know what they mean. And I got to say, going back and forth with my friends, with Vance and Vansley and his lovely bride, Jerry, last night, and saying, we were watching AOC in Munich, and it reminded us of only one thing. And I said, oh, really, what's that? What's that, Vance? What's that, Jerry? Said, well, you may remember the Miss South Carolina getting a question and answer thing a little bit jumbled. Poor old Miss South Carolina.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
That's the question.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like such as, only that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The guy holding the microphone was looking around like, is it me? What's going on here? Some American people don't have maps, and that's why they can't spot the United States of America on a world map, because education, and then something about South Africa. And naturally, that having resurfaced now, it reminded everyone of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in Munich.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that
Congresswoman,
this is such a, I think that this is of course
what is it?
A very long-standing
what is
policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
And for that, all right, Miss South Carolina, that's maybe her code name should be Miss South Carolina from now on. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of South Carolina. Man, oh man, that is a good one. She is really something. She's a Democrat in good standing in the House of Representatives in the United States of America. The media think that she's a star. They want to get in the hot tub with her, and a lot of people want to get in the hot tub with her. I'm guessing it's probably not completely out of the. And J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, was asked about, and future president of the United States, his security details got to stay sharp, though, because the Democrats. But J.D. Vance was asked about AOC in Munich, and she had some pretty crazy answers, didn't she, Mr. Vice President?
Does anybody really believe that AOC has very thoughtful ideas about the global world order or about what the United States should do with our policy in Asia or our policy in Europe? No, this is a person who is mouthing the slogans that somebody else gave her.
That's generous, but I think she spent her entire life mouthing the slogans, and J.D. Vance is the vice president.
Look, that was embarrassing. If I had given that answer, I would say, you know what? Maybe I ought to go read a book about China and Taiwan before I go out on the world stage again. I hope that Congresswoman Cortez has the same humility. I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical. You have every reason to be skeptical. Humility is not a Democrat Party trait. It's not a Democrat Party quality.
The Iraq, everywhere, like such as, and
the Iraq, everywhere, such as.
This is, of course, a very long-standing. This is a.
What is it?
This is, of course, a very long-standing policy.
Slap the side of your head with the heel of your hand, and maybe it'll come to you. Aren't they? Aren't they wonderful? The Democrat Party. All right. Pretty amazing stuff. Isn't that great? There's South Carolina. Yes, sir. And Democrat Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There it is. Now, it is Mailbag Day. I mentioned that it's Mailbag Day, and let me get to mailbag questions, which might be considered queries, but I think today they're all questions. I think today they're questions. I don't think there's a query among them. Hang on. First question, today's mailbag. Hey, Chris. It's from Barry. Hey, Chris, who's the most famous person you've ever had a beer with? Not someone you met, but actually sat down and drank a beer with at a bar or restaurant. Well, that's, gosh, I don't know. I'd have to give that. I'd have to mull that for quite some time. But I can tell you that Michael Piercy, and I mentioned it a while ago, and when I read it aloud to Michael Piercy, and there are a number of different answers. Now, I did sit down and have beer, not in a bar, but with Ronald Reagan at yard parties in Santa Barbara, California, and Hope Ranch, and in the valley, the Santa Ynez Valley, where I was able to hang out and standing sometimes, but sitting down and drinking beer with Ronald Reagan also. And he's a pretty famous guy, but that might not count because he was president of the United States at the time. And let me jump ahead. When I was living, same time when I was living in California, living in Santa Barbara, I went to a bar in Montecito, a restaurant and bar in Montecito on Coast Village Road when I was probably 22 years old or something. So it had to be when Ronald Reagan was president. It had to be 1982. I'll say 1982, and went to this place. I think it was called La Chaumière, a Frenchy place. And I was doubtless riding my bicycle, and I said, you know what, I'm going to stop and have a beer. So I went and I sat, nice sunny day, afternoon, and I walked into this place and had a bar when you walk in and the restaurant behind. And I went to the end of the bar and I sat down, and there was one guy at the bar sitting around the bend, and it wasn't a big bar. He's 5 bar stools away from me, but he's sitting there by. He's the only guy in there this sunny afternoon in Montecito, and I sat down and I ordered a beer, and I see this guy sitting down here, and he's got brown liquor in a glass with ice, and he's a grown man, and I said hi to him, and because we're the only 2 people in the place, and I do that, and he said hi back and asked a kind of a throwaway question. And I answered. I said, "Oh, good." And then I looked. I realized it was the Hollywood movie star Robert Mitchum, who is no small potatoes in the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s, and now it's the 1980s. And it turns out he lived in Montecito, and I learned later that this was a hangout of his neighborhood hangout. And I actually went back one more time, like 2 weeks later, and there was Robert Mitchum again, sitting at the bar having brown liquor in a glass with us. And I ordered beer again. And again, we had a nice talk and a little of this, little of that, nothing too serious. I think Ronald Reagan coming to Santa Barbara was talked about, and that was a good one. And then I got And Robert Mitchum was really, and he was a really cool actor. He really was a badass, cool actor forever. And I was kind of thrilled. It's like, you don't want to meet Dom DeLuise so much, but Robert Mitchum, pretty cool. And then I would fast forward again and say that Rob O'Neill, who I sat down with a couple of times and had a couple of beers at different locations. Once we had a beer standing, I think, at the Naval Academy outside of a football game. Now, who is Rob O'Neill? Who's Rob O'Neill? Because you said famous person. Well, Rob O'Neill was the Navy SEAL Team 6 that went in on the Abbottabad raid in Kurdistan and killed Osama bin Laden and pulled his body out. And Rob O'Neill is the guy who pulled the trigger for the final time and killed Osama bin Laden. And he was a regular American guy, enlisted guy who became a Navy SEAL in SEAL Team 6 and found himself in that compound in Abbottabad and shot and killed Osama bin Laden. And that I would rank him high, very high, because that's a cool thing. That's a really cool thing. Robert Mitchum, fun. Ronald Reagan, fun. And I've got to say, for more, I'm going to have to give it thought because there's been a lot of stuff going on, But thank you, Barry. That's a fun question, phrased in a fun way. James asks, hey, Chris, love the show. Surprised it took me so long to find you on WLS, Chicago, Illinois. What is your show prep like? And do you use notes? Well, my show prep is nonstop and never ending. And quite honestly, my show prep has been ongoing since I was a teenager. And I've been collecting and accumulating information and trying not to forget everything and following the news of the day and the actors, not the Hollywood actors, but the political actors and law enforcement and military. And I've been preparing, honestly, since I was a teenager when I started specializing in war and mayhem and nuclear weapons and all of that. And I prepare when I leave here. I start preparing immediately, basically, and I consume news on the television, on my iPad, all day and all night, every day, weekends included. I'm constantly accumulating news and data and information and learning and investigating and saying, well, that doesn't sound quite right. And I research it. I spend a lot of time on my iPad with a keyboard, because I can move around the apartment with it and all that stuff. And do I use notes? I tell you, Michael and I prepare a stories sheet. And today, the story sheet is just links to news stories that I can click on here in the computer. And how many pages we have today? Like 9 pages of stories. Michael says 7 pages of stories, of links, and some cut and paste tweets and things like that. But as for handwritten notes, and these are notes of a sort, the stories list. And we could share it. We could post today's stories list on the internet, on Twitter and Facebook and things. But do I use notes? Almost never. I have a notepad at home. It's actually an atlas, and it's about 2 feet high and 1 foot wide, and it's thin, and it's a world atlas. And I have printer paper in there in a little sleeve, and I pull that out and I use the atlas as my notepad, and I can move around with that. And I write a couple of notes, but I got to tell you, that's just to build it into my memory. To write it is just to build it into my memory. But I really don't use notes. I use the links to the stories that I've already read and Michael Pierce and I have shared. And I click on those stories. I have a number of them in front of me right now up on the computer. But notes, I really don't. I study, I absorb it, I read it. And sometimes I highlight passages in print stories. I gather a lot of sound bites from various television news outlets. But then I come in here and I riff, and it's all off the top of my head. I know somebody that does a radio show who writes out her radio show for 3 hours ahead of time, and it sounds like it. But I do everything. Once I prepare, I come in and I riff, and everything is spontaneous. No notes. but all prep all the time.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot, currently over $950 million. Good luck out there in New York. Please play responsibly.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Dry, itchy, burning, my dry eye over and over. And over-the-counter drops only put pause on my symptoms. My eye doctor explained the root was inflammation. Xiidra was made for that. Twice daily Xiidra actually targets inflammation.
Xiidra, lifitegrast ophthalmic solution 5%, treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. Don't use up allergic to Xiidra and seek medical help if needed. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, blurred vision, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. Before using Xiidra, remove contact lenses and wait 15 minutes before reinserting. For more info, talk to your eye doctor. Call 1-800-553-5340 or visit Xiidra.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
All right. Let me go on. I see there are great people on the board here having called in that I want to get to. We have more Democrat idiocy because, oh yeah, and Stephen Colbert. He's a victim now, a $14 million a year victim. But back to the mailbag. Valerie asks, hey, Chris, love your show on Newsmax, but Jason Nichols, he's the liberal on the show, has TDS. He does have terrible case of Trump derangement syndrome. He has TDS so bad it's hard to watch. What advice would you give to people dealing with severe TDS? I'd say that it is a bona fide, I read it here, that psychiatrists have said that it's a bona fide mental illness that Democrats are suffering from in very large numbers. And I would tell them probably to leave the country and never come back. I'd say leave the country and never come back. Or just turn off the TV. Stop consuming news. Go out. Everything's fine. Everybody's fine except you. The economy's great. We're not at war, I hope, with Iran or anything anytime soon. Just live your life and stop being a political fanatic.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Barbara Britt. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger vowing to sign a bill to bring legal marijuana to the commercial marketplace. The measure has passed the Virginia legislature. The gas leak in Centerville, Virginia, following Sunday night's home explosion, still has 48 homeowners evacuated as gas crews search for the source of the leak. The NTSB leading the investigation into the cause. An avalanche and heavy snow in the Sierra Nevadas have left 9 backcountry skiers missing, another 6 rescued near Lake Tahoe in California. And in Arizona, still no sign of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, who disappeared from her home in Tucson 18 days ago. WMAL traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It's Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
I-95 in Virginia northbound in express lanes after 234 Dumfries before Dale Boulevard. Mobile work crew blocks the right lane. Southbound on 95, pretty slow from Route 1 in Woodbridge down to 123. 66 eastbound before Business 234, Sudley Road in Manassas. The work zone for the midday is in the right lane. They're working on the northbound Fairfax County Parkway near Burke Center Parkway along the left, causing delays up from 123. 270 northbound at Cloth Road and West Diamond Avenue, 1 left lane closed for midday construction. Now from GarageBillRepair.com, the WMAL Storm March 7 forecast.
Slight chance of afternoon showers today, upper 50s. Tonight, mostly cloudy down to the 40s, the low 40s. And then tomorrow, afternoon rain, cooler highs in the 40s. Right now, 45 in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code TASTE to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code TASTE.
WMAL, making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
We have returned. I got to tell you, I'm a little embarrassed. My best girl texted me, listening to the big radio broadcast, said, famous people you've had a beer with, just at a bar. And it's funny because we were talking about it over the weekend, I think, with some other people. John Riggins of the Washington Redskins, used to come to a bar in our neighborhood, a sports bar in our neighborhood on Sundays. He did a Sunday radio show nearby. And then he would go to this sports bar. It was called 2D, 2nd District, named after the police district there. And I just went in there by happenstance one day. And again, it was a Sunday afternoon. And I came in and sat down. I was by myself. And the only other person sitting at the bar was not Robert Mitchum, but it was John Riggins. And I was by myself, and I grabbed a beer, and he was by himself, and there was basically nobody else in the place. The first time I saw him there. And I said, John Riggins. And he said, yeah. And we started talking, and we just BS'd for a while and had several beers together, just hanging out and stuff. And I said, what are you doing? I do a radio show on Sundays. And then this is the closest bar. So I come over here. Okay, that's fun. And we hung out. And then I went on with life and went home to my best girl, or we went someplace else. And then the next Sunday, I went back there to the same sports bar in the neighborhood. And at the same time of day, Riggins was back there by himself, sitting at the bar. Remember when he was playing for the Redskins, he was asked at a press conference once, said, John, do you have a drinking problem? Do you remember this? He was asked, do you have a drinking problem? And without missing a beat, he said, only when I hang upside down by my knees. Only when I hang up, that's a drinking problem. Only when I hang upside down by my knees. So that's good. Yeah, and John Riggins in the bar in Washington, D.C., more than, I think, 3 times. And it was a lot of fun. I met his sister once, too, at a great patriotic event, and she couldn't be more wonderful. John Riggins' sister, just wonderful. But that's good. And also it occurred to me, but this is a little different. It's not just showing up in a bar, but my best girl and I, we became great friends with a famous and great author and screenwriter, William Peter Blatty, who wrote The Exorcist and the book and then the movie The Exorcist. And we became great friends, and he passed on to his reward a while back. But we became great friends. Bill Blatty, he just went by William Peter Blatty, and Bill Blatty and I became great friends. And he and his wonderful bride and even his kids came along on sea cruises, multiple sea cruises, the Chris Plant sea cruises, wonderful stuff. And so hanging out with William Peter Blatty, author of The Exorcist, he won the Oscar for the screenplay of The Exorcist, and at his house, got a bar in the house with the Oscar on it for the Exorcist. That's pretty good stuff. And because William Peter Blatty, Bill Blatty, a great friend of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, and over at Bill and Julie Blatty's house, hanging out with Antonin Scalia, the Supreme Court Justice, and having beers with him. And that was kind of great. And Antonin Scalia, who was a great fan of the opera, and would attend the opera everywhere, and a wonderful opera fan. And while enjoying cocktails together, Antonin Scalia got down on one knee, and spread his arms out like he's singing Mammy, and he sang to my best girl. He didn't sing to me because he was a normal man, but he sang to my best girl while we were having cocktails. I was having beer, and Antonin Scalia got down on one knee and sang. And so did he sing a great operatic song? No, he sang the song that he learned as a kid at camp. He sang his camp song down on one knee to my best girl while we were having cocktails. And that was good stuff. Great stuff. So, and again, I said I have to think about it. And then my best girl texted me, "What about Riggins, you big dope?" So good stuff. And there are more, no doubt, but it goes on. And back to the mailbag, because Valerie asked, "Hey, Chris, love your show on Newsmax, but Jason Nichols, the liberal on the show, University of Maryland professor, has Trump derangement syndrome so bad it's hard to watch." You know, Valerie, not the first time I've heard that. I've heard a lot of people who turn the channel when Jason Nichols starts talking, because a lot of hooey going on. And you have to fact check everything that he says, because it's always some kind of measly Democrat Party talking point and all that. What advice would you give people dealing with severe TDS? I'd say seek help. You're on the wrong blend of medications. Maybe you should leave the country. It might be best for everyone. But it is an illness. And then Joyful asks, what a wonderful name. Joyful asks, "Chris Plant, why don't you just tell Jason Nichols, same guy, same liberal on the Newsmax TV show, why don't you just tell Jason Nichols to pack his bags and move the hell out of America since he hates it so much?" Well, see, here's the thing, Joyful. They're not happy unless they're not happy. All the libs, they demand unhappiness from everyone. And if they move to another country, and let's just say to Cambodia, where they could love the genocide, and they could accuse everybody of genocide and call everybody racist and stuff, but they moved to Cambodia, they might be happy. And because, Joyful, they're not happy unless they're not happy, they don't want to move someplace where they'd be happy. Like Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland, and then she sneaked back into the country because of some bastard child issue or something like that, and sneak like it's like, you know, she's Hogan's Heroes, and she's sneaking into town to pull off just ridiculous. But they insist on unhappiness. And here's the thing, Joyful, they don't want to be happy. They want the rest of us to be unhappy with them, because misery loves company, and they're not happy unless they're not happy. They don't want to be happy. It's not a goal for them to be happy. It's a goal of theirs to make us unhappy. See, because then they'd be happy if everyone else were unhappy too. That's what makes them happy, Joyful, is other people's misery. I'm telling you. And then finally, Bamo asks, "Can you smell the Potomac River sewage spill from your house?" Is state of Maryland at fault? Good thing Trump is taking action to clean it up. And it's true, the Democrats, it's Maryland. And he was out there, Maryland, governor of Maryland, who is a fraud and a charlatan and an embarrassment. But he's out there blaming Trump. He actually came out and blamed Trump. The federal government took this. No, it's in Maryland. It's your spill. It's going to the Potomac River, which is, Maryland is on one side of it and the District of Columbia on one side, Virginia on the other side of it, this part of the river. And the biggest toxic waste spill of human feces in the history of the United States of America. And the fraud who the Democrats want to make president because he's black, and that's all there is to it. And you want to make him president, and it's Maryland's fault, and it's D.C.'s fault. It's Maryland's fault, and it's D.C.'s fault. And Virginia, everything is on the other side of the river. All the spill is from the other side. It's across from Virginia. But the Democrats, they lie about everything, and they just have to be unhappy about everything too. Pretty amazing stuff. And again, the dimwit governor, he wants to blame Trump because Trump derangement syndrome. They're all mentally ill. And by the way, my great friend Connie Hare sent me all her time on Capitol Hill. Sent me a great story today. Nova Campaigns, Northern Virginia Campaigns on Twitter. And they've got a picture of a woman here and in pink, because on Wednesdays they wear pink. They're mean girls, right? But it's a female person, presumably. The chair of the D.C. Water Board is not an engineer or a city planner. She goes by Dr. Unique N. Morris Hughes. Doctor, not a doctor. Unique, not unique. N. Period. Morris hyphen Hughes. So you know you got a lefty on your hands right here. She's a DEI bureaucrat. She's runs a non-profit, which makes everybody a lot of profit, a non-profit educator, a grant dispenser of taxpayer money, and former assistant head of a boys' charter school. And isn't that amazing? And it's true. If you look at the maps, my friend Danny is sending me a thing. Maryland owns the whole river. He said it's true. If you look at the map, go to Google Earth or something, look at the map. And Virginia owns about 2 feet of water off the water's edge. And really the whole river belongs to Maryland. And this water purification, processing plant is all in Maryland. And when you're a Democrat, you just lie. You just lie about it. There's also a movement to reincorporate, part of the District of Columbia used to cross the river long ago and be in Virginia. And then we decided in D.C. Decades ago to give, ages ago, the Virginia side of D.C. over to Virginia. And so now we have a funny shaped District of Columbia. It's better when it's a square. And there is a movement now to give the old part of Virginia that used to be the district, to give it back to the district. Take it from Virginia, give it back to the district, because that is a hot pocket. It's not a snack food of liberalism. Alexandria, Virginia, and Arlington, Virginia. And that's how the Democrats steal the governor's race and the Senate races, with this pocket of Democrats just across the river from Washington, D.C. And a new movement to give D.C. back, give them back the piece of Virginia that was handed over. And then it'll cut the liberal voting population in half and could make Virginia a Republican state again. The Democrats missed the Confederate days. The Confederacy, the capital of the Confederacy was Richmond, Virginia, and now the Democrats' capital in Virginia is Richmond, Virginia, and they're not on our side. Yeah, but this funny thing on the D.C. water lady, who's not a doctor, whose first name is Unique, followed by the initial N period, Morris hyphen Hughes. Shouldn't it be Junior or PhD ED or something like that? Isn't it great? But this woman, Unique, she's in charge of the water for DC, and that's not going very well. Not going well at all. But the question from Bamo, can you smell the Potomac River sewage from your house? The answer is no. The answer is no. I am maybe not 2 miles up from the river, but more than 1 mile up from the river. And it's where this poop is being poured into the river by the Democrats. That's up in Maryland, which from where I am in D.C., where I live in D.C., where my best girl and I live in D.C., it's pretty far away from us. It's probably 3 miles or something away from us. And the river, I've been down by the river, and I didn't smell any Democrats, but that's that's an ongoing thing. Yes, it is. All right. So I've got that. I've answered everything. And I apologize for, it's kind of a clumsy handling today of the mailbag, and I apologize for that. Let's go to Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert on CBS. He's an angry, bitter lefty. He's not happy unless he's not happy. You give him $14 million a year in limousines everywhere he goes, and penthouse apartments and beach houses and helicopters, and still they're just miserable because it's their nature to be miserable. They don't want to be happy. Stephen Colbert on Monday night, very angry because he was inviting a Texas Democrat running for office, Tallarico, on his show, and the CBS network said, well, if you do that, you're going to have his competitor on because of FCC rules. And an angry Stephen Colbert lashed out.
You know who is not one of my guests tonight? Texas State Representative James Tallarico. He was supposed to be here, but we were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers.
Listen how angry
that
he
we
is.
could not have him on the broadcast.
That's not true. That's a lie. No, they said you can have him, but because of equal time requirements under the FCC when you have a politician. And the funny thing is, the other politician he had to have on was a dumb Democrat, another dumb Democrat. Isn't that amazing? And so you only want to have a Democrat on and no Republican because he's a propagandist from the Nazi tradition. I just like calling everybody Nazis now. Stephen Colbert, and he's like, hey, we don't care about no stinking equal time. We don't need no badges.
You might have heard of this thing called the equal time rule, okay? It's an old FCC rule that applies only to radio and broadcast television that says if a show has a candidate on during an election, they have to have all that candidate's opponents on as well. There's long been an exception for this rule, an exception for news interviews and talk show interviews with politicians. Now, that's crucial. How else were voters supposed to know back in 92 that Bill Clinton sucked at saxophone?
It's not all that he sucked at, but that's another discussion for another day. And that was an attempt at humor. But you hear the anger. He's lashing out. He's bitter. He's angry about it. And then he said to the head of the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, these rules are put in place so you're not filthy propaganda outlets for the Communist Party, which the Democrats are the TV, late night, all of them attacking. Listen to this, the head of the FCC.
Carr said he was thinking about dropping the exception for talk shows because he said some of them were motivated by partisan purposes. Well, sir, you're chairman of the FCC, so FCCU. Because I think you are motivated by partisan purposes yourself.
No, that's not what's happening here. These, they're rabid political hacks. I'm not nearly as political as Stephen Colbert. I'm just not. And these people are paid tens of millions of dollars to do propaganda for the Democrat Party, and they assume the networks are just there for the picking. Stephen Colbert, and then he makes up a crazy lie. Oh, it's Trump. Must be Trump's fault. Like Trump has watched you in the last 20 years.
Donald Trump's administration wants to silence anyone who says anything bad about Trump on TV.
Lie.
It's no surprise that two of the people most affected by this threat are me and my friend Jimmy Kimmel. Carr defended it like this.
If Kimmel or Colbert want to continue to do their programming and they don't want to have to comply with this requirement, then they can go to a cable channel or a podcast or a streaming service, and that's fine.
Great idea. Man whose job is to regulate broadcast TV. Suggest everyone just leave broadcast TV.
Well, he didn't suggest everybody leave broadcast TV. Maybe join the 21st century where media is moving. No, what he did was explain the long-standing FCC rules, which you ought to have been aware of since you've made $200 million doing Democrat Party propaganda. And, it's not just politics. By the way, Who did he just mention there? His close personal buddy, Jimmy Kimmel, who's headed to Los Angeles, where he will headline a $25,000 per ticket fundraiser for House Democrats and for Hakeem Jeffries. And all of this is just fine with the communists. With the left, they should the death camps are coming. I can hear the rail spurs being built now. The Democrat Party is not on the side of truth, justice, and the American way.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Wow. Bye. I'm leaving.